Welcome to Better Always Women, where we talk about real-life changes affecting women in their 40s, 50s and beyond. This is episode 2 of the Fast Forward 40 Plus series, where we talk about what fasting really means for women over 40. If you haven't seen episode 1 yet, where we talk about why everything starts to slow down after 40. Your metabolism, your energy, your motivation, weight gain. Go check it out right after this one. It sets the stage for what we are diving into today. Because today we are tackling a question that stops a lot of women in their 40s, 50s and 60s from even trying. And this is intermittent fasting. After 40, you may begin to notice that the old tricks for weight loss just don't work anymore. Calories in versus calories out. Not cutting it. More exercise, but still stuck. Smaller portions. You're starving and still gaining weight. That's when intermittent fasting comes in. But let's be clear right from the start. Fasting is not starvation. The two might sound similar because they both involve not eating for a while. People toss these terms around like they're interchangeable, and frankly, it causes so much unnecessary fear and confusion, especially if as a woman you're trying to navigate weight changes during perimenopause and menopause. But the difference between fasting and starvation is like the difference between taking a nap and falling into a coma. One is controlled and intentional. The other is dangerous and out of your control. Let's break it down in a way that actually makes sense. Especially for us women navigating this new hormonal chapter of life. What is intermittent fasting really? Intermittent fasting is not about what you eat. It's about when you eat. It's a pattern of eating that switches between periods of eating, your eating window, and not eating, your fasting window. It's not a trend or a fad diet or something invented by a celebrity with a personal chef. It's how human beings have eaten for most of history, long before 24/7 drive-thrus and snack cupboards existed. In short, intermittent fasting is a natural, flexible tool that allows your body to rest, reset, and heal between meals. So what is a fasting window and an eating window, and what's the deal? Fasting window. This is the time when you don't eat any food. You can drink water, black coffee, tea, without sugar or milk, or electrolyte drinks without calories. During this time, your body switches from using the food you just ate to using stored fat for energy. Eating window. This is the period during the day when you eat your meals. You're not counting calories here. You're just eating in a smaller time frame that works with your body's rhythm. For example, in a popular method called 16-8 fast, you fast for 16 hours and eat within an 8-hour window, say from 12 noon to 8 p.m. That means you skip breakfast. You eat lunch and dinner within those 8 hours. Then you let your body rest, digest, and heal overnight. There are many versions of intermittent fasting. The 12-12, 14-10, 18-6, 1 meal a day, and even longer fasts done occasionally. But the key is to find a schedule that fits your lifestyle, energy levels, and health goals. Fasting versus starvation. The real difference. Let's be real now. Most of us were raised to think skipping meals is dangerous. Especially after 40, when hormones are shifting, and the weight just won't budge no matter what you do. We have been taught to eat 6 meals a day, snack often, and never let your stomach growl. But here's the deal. Fasting is voluntary because you choose to do it. It has health benefits. You are in control because you end it when ready. It's done for a purpose and helps regulate metabolism. Starvation, on the other hand, is involuntary because you have no control, causes harm and nutrient deficiency, is uncontrolled and dangerous, is often due to lack of access to food, and it slows metabolism just to protect the body. When you fast, your body doesn't go into panic mode. It gets smart and goes into repair mode. Your insulin levels drop. At first, your body uses stored sugar, called glycogen, for energy. Then it calmly shifts to fat-burning mode and uses stored fat. A process called lipolysis. That's right, fat becomes fuel. And what about your brain? Your body creates ketones, a powerful fuel, especially for the brain. Your cells are then able to clean up waste, a process called autophagy, which is like spring cleaning for your cells. In starvation, your body slows down everything to survive. That's not the goal of fasting. Fasting is not deprivation, it's rebalancing. Fasting is not a diet, it's a metabolic tool. Here's the truth, most diets tell you to eat less. But that doesn't solve the deeper problem, especially after 40 when hormones start messing with your metabolism. Fasting doesn't tell you to eat less food. It trains your body and hormones to work better. Fasting reduces insulin resistance, important for belly fat and blood sugar control. It boosts your human growth hormone, which helps with fat loss and muscle repair. Improves brain function, so you can say bye to brain fog. Reduces inflammation, so you can say hello to the much-needed joint relief. Helps regulate hunger hormones, so you're not hungry all the time. In other words, fasting helps your body remember how to burn fat for fuel, something it forgets how to do when we constantly eat from sunrise to bedtime. There are women who have made fasting work for their unique lives. Take, for example, Sharon, who at age 50 thought fasting meant skipping meals and suffering. Sharon, a full-time nurse and mother of 3, hit her mid-40s and found herself 20 pounds heavier, constantly bloated and always exhausted, despite eating healthy. At first, she thought intermittent fasting sounded like starvation. She pictured herself fainting at work or binging at night. But then she learned it wasn't about starving, it was about giving her body time to catch up. She started with a 12-12 fasting window, just not snacking after 7 p.m. and eating breakfast at 7 a.m. Eventually, she worked her way up to the 16-8 fasting protocol. Within 3 weeks, the bloating was gone. She had energy in the mornings, and for the first time in years, she felt hungry before she ate, not just eating out of habit. Sharon didn't cut out carbs, she didn't count calories. She just gave her body a break, and that's where the magic happened. So today we're smashing that myth, because fasting is not starvation. And once you understand the difference, your entire health journey changes. We are going to look into this powerful tool that's helped thousands of midlife women reset their bodies. Let's break it all down. Why fasting matters for women after 40 and beyond. Ladies, your 40s and 50s bring hormonal shifts, especially a drop in estrogen and progesterone. These changes can cause weight gain, especially belly fat, slower metabolism, higher blood sugar, increased cravings, poor sleep and brain fog. Fasting helps balance insulin, cortisol, and growth hormone, the 3 big hormones that become wildly out of sync as we age. And unlike crash diets, fasting allows your body to rest and repair rather than panic and store fat. When you fast, you train your body to be metabolically flexible. That is to be able to use both sugar and fat for energy. You stop spiking insulin all day. You let growth hormone rise, and then cellular repair begins through a process called autophagy. As we age, the cleanup process of our cells slows down. This means more buildup, more inflammation, more fatigue, and yes, more belly fat. You can turn autophagy back on when you stop eating for a little while. Your body stops digesting and starts repairing. Even a 12-16 hour fast gives your body time to remove any damaged cells. That's why fasting isn't about starving. It's about healing. Fasting helps protect your muscles, keep your energy steady, and support weight loss. And here's the good news. Science is finally catching up. A 2019 study published in the New England Journal of Medicine found that fasting supports metabolic health, brain function, and cellular repair. This is your body doing what it was designed to do. But here's the secret, ladies. You must fast in a way that supports your female body. That means not overdoing it, starting gently, listening to your energy, hydrating well, nourishing your body during your eating window. Still think fasting is just skipping breakfast? Think again. It's not about punishing your body or starving yourself thin. It's about working with your biology instead of fighting against it. It's about eating in a way that brings balance to your energy, your hormones, and your rhythm as a woman, especially during perimenopause, menopause, and beyond. Are you worried about muscle mass? Don't be. Here's a fear many of women in their 40s, 50s, and 60s have. If I fast, I'll lose all my muscle. Here's the truth. In a planned fast, your body protects muscle. It uses fat first for fuel and ramps up ketone production to feed the brain. Growth hormone, which is produced as a result of fasting, helps preserve your muscle tissue. Muscle loss happens during prolonged, uncontrolled starvation, not when you choose to fast 14 to 16 hours. So how does it work? When you fast for even 14 to 16 hours, your insulin drops. Your growth hormone rises. Your body enters a fat-burning mode. No need for calorie counting, no carb cycling, just simple time-restricted eating. Another study from the University of Alabama showed that women who ate in a 6-hour window had lower insulin levels and increased fat burning in their bodies. So when you stop eating around the clock, you stop spiking insulin. That allows your body to tap into stored fat instead of just burning the last snack you had. This is not hype, but biology at work. And it's especially important in women's midlife, when muscle mass declines and fat storage increases. And that shift helps stabilize blood sugar, reduce inflammation, and improve energy. Let's start simple and stay consistent. You don't need to go all out. Start with what works for your life. Start slow. Try a 12 fasting protocol. For example, eat from 6 a.m. to 6 p.m., then give your body a break from digestion overnight. No calorie counting. Trust me, your gut, your hormones, and your energy will thank you. Fasting isn't for everyone. Remember, fasting is a tool, not a rule. But here is a word of caution. Fasting isn't for everyone. If you're under high stress, pregnant, diabetic, or dealing with thyroid issues, always talk to your doctor first. And if you ever feel dizzy, moody, or overly tired, listen to your body. Intermittent fasting isn't about punishment. It's about working with your body, not against it. Your body knows the difference. Your body is brilliant. It absolutely knows the difference between a planned fast and a survival crisis. Fasting sends a calm message to the body. Let's use our reserves wisely, keep the muscle, and reset. Starvation screams, "There's no food coming. Break down everything just to stay alive." Fasting is thoughtful. Starvation is desperate. So let's stop confusing the two. Let's give our bodies a little more credit. Your body has got a system that's ancient, intelligent, and made to help you thrive in midlife. Here's what I want you to remember from this episode. Fasting is not just about losing inches, it's about gaining control over your hunger, your mood, and your hormones. Women who fast often say they sleep better, crave less sugar, feel more clear-headed. Now that's the reset we are talking about. If this episode opened your eyes or gave you back your power like it should, please hit that like button, subscribe if you haven't, and tell me in the comments, what's the biggest fasting myth that's held you back? Get ready for episode 3, we're tackling why fasting hits different for women after 40. This video is for informational and educational purposes only. It does not substitute medical advice, diagnosis, or treatment. Always seek advice from your doctor or qualified health provider regarding medical condition. Content is based on personal experience and research and may not apply to everyone.